Question 5, integrate a function looks like this with an arc sine z in it. You may have already memorized what the integral of arc sine is, but I suspect they're going to want to see your work. So this would be a good practice to watch me do this. So this silly little -7 I immediately bring out, and we're left with something that looks like this. So how are we going to integrate arc sine? Well, you probably need to have memorized that this is going to be an integration by parts. And in this case, I get a pin out, u is equal to arc sine of z. Du is equal to 1 over square root of 1 minus z squared dz. dv is going to be equal to 1. See, there's 1 dz, I guess. And v is equal to z, something like that. So we do u times v, which gives us z arc sine of z minus the integral of v, which is z, times du. Du is going to be 1 over square root of 1 minus z squared dz. Okay, so there's our setup. Now we need to be able to integrate that term. Now, how are we going to do that? Well, what I would look at, the first thing I always look for, is this going to be the simplest sort of thing, which would in this case be just recognize the antiderivative. I look at this, no, I don't recognize the antiderivative. Okay, the next thing I'd look at, is this a u substitution? Well, I look at the most complex part. Here's a function within a function. Well, what's the derivative of this thing? It's 2z. And there's a z term sitting over here. That's the giveaway. This is a u substitution. So u is going to be equal to 1 minus z squared, like that. And du is going to be equal to a minus 2z, right? And this minus 2 doesn't occur here, so we're going to have to accommodate that with a minus 1/2. So we get a minus 1/2 out front. So I'm just going to change that to a plus 1/2, like that. Just bring that out and get rid of it. Now we have our integral, and when we do our u substitution, we're going to have, let's see here, 1 over the square root of u du. But of course I would tend to write this as plus 1/2 integral of u to the minus 1/2 du. Now I'm ready to apply my power rule, and I would get plus 1/2 u to the 1/2, because that's 1 plus 1 added to a minus 1/2 is 1/2. 1/2 like this, and this cancels with this, so this is simply equal to u to the 1/2. Now we substitute back in, u is equal to 1 and minus z squared, so if we write this back out, that's the square root of 1 minus z squared, and there was a plus sign, can't forget that plus sign. We go back out and say, okay, yeah, let's write back this in. Z arc, what was it, tan sine? Sine of z plus this, of course, plus a constant, and that's the solution right there. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I said this thing was silly, but it would have cost me a whole problem. I've got to take this and times it by -7. Don't forget that, like your old man just did. And then there's our solution.